right, let's do this then. Let's talk about Trey Hendrickson for the next 10 minutes because I wanted to do that for a full 15. Now we're already 5 in while I was waiting. I see how it is. Let's talk Trey Hendrickson because if people didn't know, and we had actually tweeted this out today, and I hate seeing this tweet. And if you guys have followed me and kind of seen me on Twitter, you guys know how I feel about the Trey Hendrickson situation. One, I believe it's the dumbest thing in the world for people to actually talk about having a legit opportunity that Trey Hendrickson could be a Detroit Lion. And there's two sides to this. If you approach it a certain way and you approach it saying, hey, Brad Holmes has an opportunity, or if you're one of those people who say Brad needs to re-sign Jahmyr Gibbs, Brad needs to re-sign JMO, Brad needs to re-sign Sam Laporta, he needs to re-sign Brian Branch, and he needs to re-sign Aiden Hutchinson. Those 5 guys, those are the 5 guys I'm talking about. If you're one of those people that say, hey, he needs to re-sign those guys, but in the other breath of yours, you're going to sit there and say, he also needs to trade for Trey Hendrickson, or he needs to trade for Micah Parsons. You do not have a brain. Little small brain. What animal has the smallest brain in the world? Does anyone know? I do not. But that's what you have if that's the case. So that's where it kind of frustrates me a little bit, to where people actually will put out there in the same breath, they'll say, hey, Brad needs to re-sign all of these guys. But at the same side, they're like, he also needs to go get Trey Hendrickson and go all in. It is impossible. It's impossible. My mom's name is Booner. Shout out. Great name. We have $42 million in cap, Boone. We got to start using some of this money. Let me break this down for you. I will break it down for you like I'm speaking with someone from the first grade who has no clue what salary cap is, what building a team looks like. I will break it down for you very easily. Are you ready? This is it. You have $42 million next year or this year. Next season, you're almost, I believe, I don't have the exact number, so don't quote me on it. You're, let's say, $40 to $60 million under the cap because of the contracts you have. On top of that, you are that far under the cap next year that you haven't even still signed Aiden Hutchinson, which is going to end up being probably a $40 million contract. You have not signed Brian Branch, which is going to be a $25 million contract. You have not signed Sam Laporta, who's going to be a $20+ million contract. I can keep going. All of that is not on the books yet. Not one of those is on the books yet. But if you go bring Trey Hendrickson in, right? That's cool. You have $40 million this year. Guess what you have to sign him to for him to even want to play for you? Because the reason what people forget, this isn't just, hey, Trey Hendrickson wants to trade. He wants to go play for a different football team. He's willing to play on his current deal. No, it's not. This is happening because he wants to get paid. He doesn't want to play another season and getting 17 sacks back-to-back seasons without getting paid. Now, if there was a world, and this is why I had a phone call with someone today. I'm sure you people know who it is, but I had a phone call with someone today. I said, listen, if there was a world where Trey Hendrickson said, hey, I will play on the current deal. I just want out of Cincinnati. I'll play for, I think, what does he have, 1 year left? Maybe 2. I think it's 1, whatever it is. Okay, I'm in. Let's get a deal done. Send 2 first. Don't send a player, but send a couple first, send a couple seconds. Go do the deal. You have a chance to win a Super Bowl then. I don't get it's unrealistic. You're living in la la land if that's what you genuinely think is going to happen. Now, this is the stuff that makes me a little mad too. Shout out DraftKings, man. No free ads, but they went out there and they put out a trade proposal. I'll pull it up for the people. Trade hypothetical. And I want in the chat, and listen, I put this out on our Twitter. I know it's, hey, Booner, this is the dumbest thing ever. I know, I agree. But let me tell you what, with this, you have to see where people stand, and you have to be able to put this stuff out there. The Detroit Lions receive Trey Hendrickson, and the Cincinnati Bengals receive a 2nd-round pick and your green dot linebacker, Jack Campbell. This might be one of the worst trade proposals ever. I'm just going to throw it out there. There is 0% chance, if I'm being just completely honest with you guys, you move on from Jack Campbell in the next 4 or 5 years. There's a 0% chance. This is like the Mike Tannenbaum trade being like, hey, we'll give you guys Micah Parsons if you guys want to give us Brian Branch and 3 firsts. Oh, we'll give you Myles Garrett. This is Mike Tannenbaum 101. We'll give you Myles Garrett if you give us, well, who did he say? I can't even remember. Jahmyr Gibbs and 2 firsts. This is ridiculous. Streams only said Jack is tempting. No, it's not. Because let me tell you why. And this is where, again, those you had to be smart. And there's these people that are talking about, Brad, go all in. But at the same hypothetical, you sit there and you go, okay, you let go of Jack, right? Now you're bringing Trey in. You're paying him $40 a year. You extend Hutch. You bring him $40 a year. And I say this to people all the time that want Trey Hendrickson. Someone please show me a National Football League team in the history of the league that has ever had 2 edge rushers at $40 million. Or I wouldn't even say that because obviously the cap's gone up. But whatever the percentage is, the $40 million to the cap, those too high of a cap hits on one defensive line, one position group, with a quarterback that gets paid as much as they do, or as Jared Goff does, and if it's ever happened. Because I don't think a team's ever pulled it up or pulled it off. And today I got the examples of the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Rams. Those are teams, and I said it today with Howie Roseman, and this is why Howie's different than guys like Brad. And I brought this up, and then we're going to have, after Corey hops on, I want to continue the edge conversation because Brad Holmes with the edge thing, I do think there's a world, and you guys know me, the Booner path, Brad Holmes slappy. There's legit a world where I'm sitting here thinking like, when are we all going to start saying Brad hasn't done the best job getting depth in the edge room? Because defensive tackle, he's done a good job. DJ Reed, Aleem, Tyleek, Mekhi Wingo, obviously hurt. Roy Lopez, he's figured that one out. He can't figure out the edge outside Aiden Hutchinson. He really can't. Levi O was supposed to be one of your guys. Out. Ahmed Hassanin, out. Josh Pascal, hasn't practiced. Out. Marcus Davenport, probably out. Where's your D line? And then people are like last year, it's like, oh, what happened? Or maybe it's just because it's the guys we're bringing in. Let me pull up this text too that I sent out because the Howie Roseman. This is why Howie Roseman, in my opinion, is so great and why he always figures out how to win and keep winning. And Brad talks about sustainability. Sustainability isn't always just keeping the same players in building and being like, hey, we really love this guy. We really think this is a really good human. Let's keep him in the building. That's not sustainability. That's just, hey, we want to take care of our own. That's all that is. It's not sustainability. Paying every single player top money in the market, that's not sustainability. To me, that's where things go out the window a little bit. I think sustainability is paying the right players, guys like Aiden Hutchinson, your quarterback, your weapons, Amon-Ra, your tackles, which Howie Roseman's done all of those things, but also getting deals in the open market and free agency. I had sent the text out today, Howie Roseman in the edge room this year. He got Azeez Ojulari, 6 sacks last year. He got him for $3 million. He got him cheaper, I think, than Levi Onwuzurike. Josh Uche, under $2 million. I believe they brought another edge in recently as well for under 2 or 3 million. And he's done this consistently every year. He doesn't go out and pay. I mean, if he had an Aiden Hutchinson, I'm sure he would pay him. But like, why didn't he pay Josh Sweat? Because that's not how you sustain, man. That's where I think people forget with Brad or get a little too in on Brad when it comes to that D-line room. And I love Brad. I think Brad's done a great job building this team. I do think there's a world though where we have to start having this conversation about this D-line room. I really do. And if he doesn't go out and get us a Darius, and today, obviously, if people didn't see Matthew Judon to the Miami Dolphins, that one right there is a big one. Because it's not that he just signed for 1 year, $12 million. That was a 1 year, $6 million deal. $6 million. You guys don't think, and whoever put it in there earlier, hey, Booner, we have $40 million this year. Okay, I'm with you on that. Obviously, we don't have $40 million next year. My mom's name is Booner. That was the one that said it. We don't have $40 million next year, but Josh Uche 1-year deal, Azeez Ojulari 1-year deal, Matthew Judon 1-year deal. All Judon $6 million. These other two guys $3 million. Telling me that you guys want to? He did Levi O a 1-year deal. The man's hurt, and he's getting paid for a year just to recover. I'll go to the training room for a year for a couple mil. I'll do it. I really will. So I don't know. I think it's a good conversation to have. I think a lot of people need to have that conversation a little bit more. I think that's the one position group on this Lions team that the question does need to come up, and we need to talk about that.
Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, FisherCTSports.com.